This is the Makita 18V finishing sander with model number DBO380. I was actually not going to do a video on this tool because who would be interested in a finishing sander when you already have 3 random orbital sanders with variable speed controls? Certainly not me, right? Wrong. Boy, was I wrong about this unit. So wrong, in fact, that I'm seriously considering getting rid of a few of my DeWalts and keeping 1 or 2 of these things in my arsenal. Here's a few reasons why I think this Makita 18V sander deserves a spot in my toolshed. Reason number 1. No need for fancy sanding discs with Velcro backing pads. With this unit, you don't need these. You can just buy regular sandpaper sheets from your local hardware and use those. I always assumed that these sanding discs were just a necessary part of owning cordless sanders. In the Philippines, sanding discs are not widely available in local hardwares, so I had to stock up and order online. But these sanding sheets, they're available in almost every local hardware, so as far as access to consumables, these are a better option in my opinion. It's also fairly easy to use. All you need to do is take 1/3 of a full sheet and use these clips to lock the sandpaper on it. And then you use this cool thing to puncture holes into it for dust collection. These guys from Makita just think of everything. I love it. Which brings me to reason number 2. I am aware that finishing sanders are supposed to be for finishing, which is why when I was shopping for cordless sanders, I went with the more aggressive random orbital sander. I figured if I wanted to do any finishing, I could just go down to a lower speed for more delicate jobs. Well, as it turns out, the same logic applies to this finishing sander where I can just go up to a higher speed if I want a more aggressive sanding. This basically eliminates my main reason for going with a random orbital sander over a finishing sander. Reason number 3. Makita makes everything sexier. I'm a big fan of cordless tools, but I'm also a big fan of good tools. So when I decided to go cordless, I had to think long and hard which brand to go with because I didn't want to have to invest in different battery platforms. I started my cordless journey with Ryobi because in those days they had the widest line and they were available on surplus over here for cheap. Eventually though, I wanted to upgrade and decided to go with DeWalt's 20V line. That pretty much meant I was committed to DeWalt until I got to try the Makita 36V track saw. Since then, I decided to do exactly what I wanted to avoid before going cordless. I invested in multiple battery systems. Today, I am invested in Ryobi's 18V line, DeWalt's 20V and 60V line, Makita's 18V line, and now fairly recently also into Makita's 12V line. Anyway, I digress. Back to the finishing sander. This is probably the sexiest, most well-built finishing sander I have ever used. It feels premium, it's user-friendly, it's just awesome. Makita just really knows how to make them. Full disclosure, Makita actually lent this to me to try it out. And now that I have it, they might have to pry this thing off of my dead body before they can have it back. It's that good.